Hey guys, Danietta here, and it is Monday night. But before I went to bed, yeah, you guys know I still go to bed early. But before I went to bed, I wanted to share a couple of videos. So I'll do a couple more after this video. But this video is really going to be about mindset and how to reprogram your mindset. So I remember when I first came online and I was introduced to millionaires, not just one or two, like many multimillionaires. And they were like my age, and some of them may be younger, some of them may be older. But in my mind, I couldn't wrap my mind around being like in front of a millionaire. So you may have seen like millionaires on TV, heard of celebrities, people who are like these big time entrepreneurs, and some of them may have been billionaires or what have you. But you know, that stuff was on TV, so you probably felt like, okay, that wasn't within your reach. And so as time progressed and I first got online, and even just first in business period, and I began to meet some of these millionaires, multimillionaires, and some of them were billionaires. I began to meet them, and all I could do was just like, okay, wow. Like I couldn't really wrap my mind around it. And then I would also, like, a lot of them, mostly all of them, tell you their story, like how they got started. And a lot of times when I hear their story, I'm like, dang, I had a better life than that. Like, I had, both my parents, my grandparents. I, did things in high school. I went on to college, traveled the world. And wait a minute, that's not, equaling up. Like, how is he didn't have or she didn't have this person was like on drugs or whatever, dropped out of high school, and like, wait a minute, how did you become a millionaire or a multi-millionaire or a billionaire? And you start to like look at your own life, or you start to look at the people's lives around you, and then look at these people who they look normal, they, and quote on whatever normal is, but they just look normal, and it's like, well, wait a minute. So I knew one thing for sure, that I had to get my mindset right. I had to be able to not only wrap my mind around the fact that I could get anything that I want, I can achieve anything that I want, but I needed help in that area. Because I was so used to, I was, at that time, I really had, the people that were in my circle were people who were college graduates, and, they had gone on, got married, had kids, and doing the 9 to 5. That was that was who was in my circle. People who were doing 9 to 5s. And they had the thought process of, I'm going to retire, and when I retire, maybe 50, 60 years old, I'll be able to travel the world. I'll be able to do all the things. I'll probably have a little bit of money in my bank account, and then I'll be living the life. Well, for me, I didn't get that. I'm like, well, why do I have to wait until I'm 50 or 60 to live the life? But I had to do some reprogramming, because for so long in my mind, I was trained, my thought process was trained to believe that the way to go is high school. You go to college, you get an advanced degree or master's doctoral degree, and you go on and you do all of these different things. Then you can live your life. But these people who were millionaires, multimillionaires, and billionaires were living something totally opposite from what I was currently living in my life. And so I knew, my mentor, Nicole Cooper, she always used to tell her team, like, you guys got to really get your mind right. You need to read. You need to now reprogram your mind. And at first, I'll tell you, no lie. I used to think it was stupid. I'm like, you want me to pick up a book to read, like, how to reprogram my mind to be a millionaire? Like, just give me the money. I'll figure that stuff out later. But in all honesty, first of all, It's always the simple things that people like don't do, and then the more complex things are like, well, why is it so hard, but I'm going to go after it anyway. And the more simple things, we're like, oh, it can't be that simple, but really it is that simple. So what our team used to do, or still does, is that we would read a book every month. You know, we would be talking about this book. And so one of my books that I am actually reading on my own now is Psycho Cybernetics. And I won't cover up the guy's name. Maxwell, yeah, last name. So anyway, I have my little, as you can see here, wait a minute, I think, yeah, my little notes, because these are the pages that like I knew really stuck out to me, and I am a post-it note queen. So I always have these little post-it notes in books, and I'll go through and like, let's see, I'll just highlight different things. Okay, seriously. I'll highlight different things. I'll write little notes on the side of it or whatever, because this is what I'm doing to reprogram my mind. And I'm not saying like, okay, and let me just say this. I'm not saying that getting an education is like not what you should do, because if that's what you feel like you need to do, then do it. But what I'm saying is that if you're trying to reach a place, a certain point in your life, right, and you're not there now, and you're trying to figure out what's the difference between you and the other person or the other group of people, right? So the first thing you want to look at is, what are your thoughts? How are your thoughts? You know, your thoughts have created where you are right now. So if where you are right now does not look the same or is not similar to where you want to go, the first thing you want to change is your mindset. So you can't be like, oh man, I'll never be a millionaire. Oh man, I'll never have a successful business. Oh man, I'll never be fit. Or, you know, that, you know, this is just my genes. Or, you know, working is better for me. I'll just get a 401k. All right, then that's your mindset. So because that is what is in your mindset, or that's what you're telling yourself, that is exactly what you will create, right? So if you're saying that, because this was me, right? I thought like these people who were millionaires and all this other stuff and had these super fit and happy lives and all this, I'm like, okay, seriously, you can't be that happy. You can't be that dang on rich. But really, guys, I'm telling you, like, I just had some thoughts, man, I had to deal with. But one of the ways that I tackle that, and I still do tackle it, right, is changing my mindset. And the way that I change my mindset is I change my environment. Right? I change my environment. That helps me to change my mindset. And also, I read. I listen to personal development all the time. And I read personal development all the time. Okay? And so when you start to change your environment, when you start to now program your mind with what you want, then you start to create something different, right? And it's going to take time. Guys, these people did not get there overnight. Nobody gets there overnight. I'll never forget when I posted up one of my a picture on Facebook, and it was I think it was like a little over $1,000 that I made for the week, right? And people were like, "Oh my God, like how did you do that?" And da-da-da. You know, I was like, man, 2 years ago, I was like busting my butt, like trying to figure this thing out. Like I thought everybody who was making money online was scamming me. You know, I thought they was lying until I did it myself. But it took time. It took me reprogram my thought process. My mindset was just grimy. It was like, I just got to go to work, you know, to make that kind of money. I got to go to work, you know. If I'm not making that kind of money at a job, then it's a scam. So I had to reprogram my mindset. All right, so that is it for this video. I didn't intend to go this long, but yeah, that's it. All right, so my next videos will be shorter, I promise. Okay, bye guys.